Hey everyone, it's Amanda, and today I'm going to be showing you how to achieve this wedding guest makeup. I was honestly rushing so much, which I will get into later on in the video. It's kind of a funny story, but yeah, this tutorial is perfect for obviously when you're in a rush, if you want to look really good in pictures, if you need the makeup to last all night long, this is the perfect wedding guest makeup, and I'm so excited to show you how I did it. But before we get into it, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. It really helps me out a lot. But yeah, let's get right into the tutorial. Okay, so I'm getting ready for this wedding and I'm definitely in a bit of a rush, but that's okay because I didn't really want to do like a crazy glamorous makeup look anyways. So let's get right into it. Please pray for me that I can get ready real quick. Using one of my favorite tinted moisturizers, I'm going in with the Hourglass Hydrating Skin Tint Veil. And I'm using the shade 2, but I might need to use a bit of shade 3 because I'm a little bit tan right now. So this is definitely going to be a little bit more of a get ready with me style, a little bit more like we're hanging out, getting ready together because I don't have the time today to be as polished as I normally am. I'm just applying this to my face. I'm applying a little more than usual because I want a little extra coverage, but obviously still using a tinted moisturizer because I want my skin to look natural. I'm just blending that in with my Hourglass foundation brush. I'm just pressing it into the skin, and it's actually a pretty good match. The vibe for today's makeup is definitely like pretty, but not wearing too much makeup, still looking natural, not trying too hard kind of look, just, yeah, that effortlessly pretty, put together sort of glam. And this tinted moisturizer actually lasts a really long time, so it's good to wear if you're going for like weddings or events or stuff like that when you're going to be outside and just like at the function for a long time. This is an all day thing, so I'm definitely busting out all of my long wear makeup tips and tricks. And I actually don't use primers all that often. I will sometimes, but for me personally, I just find that my makeup looks better without a primer. And look, already I just feel like the skin looks so natural and juicy and just even. Ugh, love it. So now I'm going to bronze up the skin, and I'm going back and forth between the Give Pick It Up Cream Contour and Powder Bronzer duo. I love this one, but I was thinking of using the Makeup by Mario one too because it's such a nice color. You know what? I'm actually going to go in with the Give one today just because it's a little easier to blend and I'm in a rush, so I can't be spending too much time blending things out. I always apply bronzer with this Refi brush because it is so good. I basically just press it into the general area that I want it, and then I go in with the fluffier duo fiber side, and look how quick it just melts that into the skin. Boom, blended. Okay, so while I'm blending this bronzer, I'm gonna tell you guys the reason why I'm in a rush for this wedding, and you guys might think this is silly, but I'm gonna just tell you anyways. And leave a comment, you guys, if you like more of this like chit-chatty, get ready with me, like less polished style, because if you like it, I might do it more. So if you are on TikTok, you will have seen crumble cookies, and I've been watching all of the crumble cookie review videos, and I really wanted to try them, even though honestly, like I don't even like cookies, but I want to try these crumble cookies, okay? So this wedding that I'm going to is a little bit outside of Vancouver where I live. So crumble is there. And I was like, why not kind of kill two birds with one stone? We're heading out anyways. Might as well go early before the wedding and get some cookies and review them, right? But anyways, as always, things this morning were just taking a little longer than I thought. So technically, if I don't get this makeup done in time to leave early enough to get crumble cookies, then it's fine. I can just take my time finishing my makeup. You guys are just gonna walk through it in real time with me. Moving on to blush, I have 3 different blushes sitting in front of me. I really don't know what color I wanna wear. Oh, it's so hard. I think I'm gonna go in with Westman Atelier's Petal Cream Blush as a base, and then if I wanna add some more coral, because I was kind of feeling corally vibes, I can add more coral in later. So I'm just gonna apply this on the apples of my cheeks and then just kind of tap it out with a brush to diffuse it. I just realized this is not the shade Petal. I think I said Petal. It's actually Chouchette, which I'm glad because it's a little more peachy. Although Petal is beautiful too. I'm just kind of like dabbing over every single step with this stippling brush because it just like airbrushes everything so quickly. Like, look how pretty that looks. I love how the base is not like super structured. Everything's just kind of melting together. Now for concealer, I'm going to use a concealer I've never tried before, which is definitely risky. But the reason I haven't tried this is because it's a little dark for me, but I have self-tan on. I don't know if you can tell, but yeah, I'm going in with my Pat McGrath Skin Fetish Sublime Concealer in the shade L3. So I'm going to apply this on areas of my face first that are a little red, and then I'm going to do my eyes after because I have a bit of like a method for my eyes that I like to do to prevent them from creasing, and so I'm going to do that. So I'm just going to blend that out with this Kevyn Aucoin brush. Oh, coverage. Lots of coverage. Okay, so we're going to spread that out. I'm actually just going to pop back in with my foundation brush and blend that concealer out along my jaw and chin because I definitely applied a little too much, but it blends into the skin really nicely. That looks so pretty, but less is definitely more. Okay, so you guys know I rave about my Maybelline Superstay Concealer all the time, but I kind of want to test this concealer under my eyes and see how it wears throughout the day because it looks really nice on the rest of my face. So the way I prevent this concealer from over applying and creasing under my eyes is I actually apply it on the back of my hand first, and then I pick it up with a brush, and then I'll apply it directly to my under eyes. And I just find that this applies way less product. And I also don't like blend it up right into my under eye creases. Dang, a little of this concealer goes a long way. Okay, so I'm obviously not very good at multitasking. I feel like the reason I don't do these more get ready with me style videos is I just feel like they're a bit chaotic. Like I'm not good at concentrating on doing my makeup while also talking. But, you know, you guys let me know. Let me know what you like and I'll just do that. What I was going to say is, since I'm not good at explaining myself, I actually have an entire video dedicated to explaining how to do your concealer without creasing. So if you want to know in detail how I do that, I really like crack the code, I'll just put it on the screen. But now that all my creams are applied, I'm going to apply some setting spray so that everything kind of melts together. I'm using this Urban Decay All Nighter Ultra Matte setting spray just because I don't want to be too glowy today. This is my first time trying the setting spray, and obviously I know the Urban Decay just original all-nighter is good, but we'll see how this one is because I don't normally reach for Urban Decay. I don't know why, because it is good. I just typically reach for Charlotte Tilbury more often. So moving on to eyes, I don't normally wear primer, but I am going to go in with my Urban Decay Primer Potion primer just because I want my eyeshadow to last all night long. This stuff is pretty good and it actually does make a difference. So I'm going in with my Makeup by Mario Master Matte Neutral Palette, and I'm just picking up a bit of the lightest shade, not too much. And I'm just gonna kind of sweep it over my lids to set everything in place. Put a little bit of that concealer on my lids, and now I feel like my lids look like a little heavy. But now I'm gonna mix these two shades together to create my perfect crease shade. And as always, I like to just kind of rub everything together on the back of my hand to make sure it is evenly dispersed on the brush. And then I'm just going to go ahead and define my crease in windshield wiper motions, really taking my time to diffuse this color. I'm using a Refra 01 brush, by the way, and this brush is so good for like just all over the eyes. I'm actually going to take it on my lower lash line as well, and this just creates the most beautifully diffused lower lash line. This brush is perfect. It's got like a little bit of a pinched end so you can get precision with it, but it's also so fluffy so you can really just diffuse and make things look so airbrushed. I think if I could only have one eye brush, it might be this one actually. Now going in with a Refra 02 brush, I'm going to pick up that light shade again, and I'm going to pack that all over my lid just to make this nice and bright. Weddings stress me out. I don't know, I'm sure you guys could tell in my little frantic get ready with me style, but weddings, I don't know what it is about weddings. I think that's a big reason why I don't actually take bridal clients anymore. I'm just not made for the bridal life. I did it for a while. It was great, but weddings are too much. I got eloped because weddings stress me out. So that says enough about me. But it's really time to dial back the nerves because I have to do liner. So I'm using the Victoria Beckham Satin Kajal liner in the shade Cocoa. This is the prettiest liner ever and it's so creamy. But I'm just gonna start to apply that on the outer corner of my eye. This doesn't need to be perfect, but I do want this to be like pretty tight to my lashes because I don't want it to be too thick. Okay, that's pretty good. Obviously not perfect, but I'm going to take a small angled brush and just start to perfect that shape. Oh, look at that. Liner on this eye is done and it looks so good. First try. This is the thing, okay? This method of doing your liner is, in my opinion, the most forgiving method because the creaminess of this kohl, you're able to manipulate it really well on your eye. So even if I did like make a little mistake, I could just like fix it with my little brush. I can get right in there and be really just precise. Way easier than a liquid liner in my opinion. And it also adds more impact than just a plain eyeshadow liner, which is pretty too, but for a wedding, I want to be a little bit more like intentional with the liner, you know? But pray that this eye goes as well, I was gonna say. I'm gonna stop talking. I'm a little nervous about this eye because I messed up a bit, but let's see if I can fix it just by manipulating that Kajal liner a little bit. Okay, I definitely like this eye better, but it's okay. So I'm gonna add a little bit more to this eye just to thicken it up a little bit. Oh my gosh, I'm literally sweating, you guys, doing my eyeliner, but I'm not going to take off this robe because I've committed to the aesthetic. Okay, so I think I've saved the liner. It looks all right. I am going to set it with a little bit of brown eyeshadow, so I'm just going in, picking up some on my little angled brush, and just pressing that right on top of that liner we just did. This is just going to make sure it stays in place all day long. It's going to just set that creaminess down and it's not going to budge. It also adds a little bit of depth to the color, which I like. I'm actually making pretty good time, guys. There might be hope for me to get my crumble cookies after all. And a little extra something I like to do when I want my makeup to look special is I'll just take a little flat brush and I'll take a light eyeshadow and I'll just go right underneath that wing with that shadow. And it just kind of like, it obviously sharpens up the liner, but it just like brightens that area a little bit too. It just makes the makeup look really pretty. It brings a little bit of extra attention to the eyes that I love. Now I'm going in with my Swede Satin Kohl eyeliner in the shade Bright. And I'm going in on my waterline, but I'm only applying it right in the center. I was watching a makeup artist on YouTube, I think it was. Oh, I can't remember who it was. I wish I could remember who taught me this trick. But they were saying instead of putting it on your whole entire waterline, just put it right in the center. And I've been doing that lately and I actually really like it better. It just looks a little bit more natural. So I'm going to be wearing some falsies, but I'm going to apply a little bit of mascara first. I'm using the L'Oreal Telescopic Mascara, which I've just been loving lately. I've always loved this mascara. It separates the lashes, it lifts them up, it never clumps. It's really everything I want in a mascara. I also love the wand. It just applies the mascara super easily to the top and bottom lashes. So I'm actually going in with like a kind of honestly crusty pair of lashes that I've worn a bunch of times. They're by Pseudolabs. I don't think they sell them anymore, but they are so good. I love these lashes. I just will not let them go. I just feel like they look like lash extensions. So pretty. Totally completes the eye. So now time for my secret little trick for setting my under eyes. I'm going in with my Laura Mercier Secret Brightening Powder. I'm just picking up that powder on a puff, but before I set, I like to make sure all of the little lines underneath my eyes are patted out completely, otherwise you'll set them into place. So once you've done that, you can go in with your powder, and I like to apply like a pretty generous amount just for brightening, and I just press that in and get it right up against the side of my nose, and it's okay if there's excess powder. I'm just going to leave it there for now. Same thing on the other eye, just make sure all of the little lines are pressed out and then set. Honestly, this powder makes concealer last so long, it is insane. And then I'm just gonna go in with some regular Laura Mercier translucent setting powder, and then just taking that on a brush, I'm gonna set all the other areas of my face that I want to be matte, which is usually like around my mouth, gets shiny, and then my forehead as well. And then I'm gonna dust away any of that excess powder underneath my eyes. And sometimes that kind of dulls down the blush that we had applied. So I'm going in with this Kosas blush. It is their Blush is Life in the shade Blissed. And I'm just gonna use a Rephr 04 brush, which I love for blush. These are pretty pigmented, so I'm just starting out with a small amount. I'm kind of blending that up and under my eye a little bit, just for that kind of like romantic cutesy flush. So time for lips. I'm gonna go in with the Makeup Forever Wherever Walnut Lip Pencil, which is honestly one of my favorites next to MAC Whirl, but this one is a little bit lighter and a little bit peachier, so I think it'll look good with this makeup look. I love an overline, so I definitely am overlining my lips. I'm actually gonna use a little bit of that same blush that I used on my cheeks, on my lips. That is so pretty. And then I'm going to take a little bit of my Revlon Super Lustrous lipstick in the shade Bare It All because it's a little bit peachy, so I just want to mix a little bit of that right on top. And then I'm just topping everything off with gloss. And the gloss I'm using right now is my favorite gloss of all time, but I can't tell you too much about it yet. So shiny, so glossy. Oh, I love the way a gloss just finishes off the lip. I feel like kind of naked without it these days, honestly. We obviously need to add inner corner highlight, and I'm using the Dior Backstage Glow Face Palette, and I'm just going in with this light white shade and going right in the inner corner. Okay, so I think that's it. I'm gonna go fix my hair and get dressed, and then I'll be back for the final finished look. All right, and my hair is all done. This is the final look. I'm wearing this really pretty blue dress from Reformation, and I'm ready to go and get my crumble cookies and obviously go enjoy the wedding and celebrate with some people that I love. So if you enjoyed this tutorial and you liked this style of video, please give it a thumbs up so I know. Leave a comment down below. Do you like weddings? What's your go-to wedding guest makeup look? And yeah, that's it. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you at the next one. So, Amanda from the future here to be the bearer of bad news. I did not, in fact, get crumble cookies. And do you guys want to know why? My husband took longer to get ready than I did. And so we left late and we couldn't get the cookies. Very sad, I know, my dreams are crushed and I'm gonna have to get crumble cookies another day. But yeah, that is all I wanted to share with you. Okay, bye!